We have more oil and gas than any country in the world, and we're going to use it. We're not going to do the wind thing. Wind, big ugly windmills, they ruin your neighborhood. If you're into Wales, you don't want windmills either. And they kill your birds and they ruin your beautiful landscapes.
I mean, is there any risk for him at all, governing on half-truths, untruths? And by the way, as he's preparing to go to North Carolina and California, two places that have been devastated by natural disasters.
Right. And I think the Paris Climate Accords, a lot of what Trump did yesterday is kind of replay his greatest hits. So in terms of really exciting, his voters, I don't know how far that is going to go. However, he not only reached back into his political toolbox yesterday and pulled out the old favorites, he did things on immigration, for example, signaling that the federal government will no longer recognize the citizenship of people born in the United States to parents who are here illegally. And it's actions like that going forward that are really going to define this administration and show us how effective and competent they really are. Remember 8 years ago when he got to office, they barely had nominees for the cabinet in place. Today, they have assistant secretaries of agriculture who are already nominated. So they are much further along here than they were, and they're showing a much greater competence and understanding of the levers of government and how to pull them to their liking.
So, Michael, we played at the top Donald Trump suggesting he needs to fix what Joe Biden broke. And even when he found the traditional letter, that's left by the outgoing president, he passed on the opportunity to say something nice.
President Trump, did President Biden leave you a letter?
He may have. Wait. Don't they leave it in the desk? I don't know. Oh.
What's in there?
Thank you, Peter. It could have been years before we found it. Wow. Thank you. Peter, thank you very much. I may not have seen this for months.
Happy to help with the passing of the torch.
I did. I left Tim one in the desk just like this.
Could it, Michael, benefit Trump to show President Biden a little grace, thank him for his service, his work on the Gaza ceasefire and hostage release? Or would that have been seen as a weakness by his supporters? What do you make of what we saw yesterday? He won.
It wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have been seen as a weakness. It would have been off-brand. His brand is exactly that. It could have been months before I would have found this letter, which says what his work habits are, that he would not have opened the desk drawer, the Resolute desk drawer, for months. This is all propping. Donald Trump is about the props. He says he left, a letter to the president, to President Biden in that ill-fated transition. I find that hard to believe, honestly, because you didn't go to the inauguration, so why the hell would you leave him a letter? Look, this is all props. Everything's prop. At the Cap Center, it's prop. Capital One Arena, it was props. Here it's props. This is all part of the new reality that's being set up. To the reporting before, they know what they're doing now, and they're very well prepared to do it. And they have, a significant number of voters out there who wanted this. So all of the shock and awe right now that's coming from people about, but he said he was going to, case by case. Really, you believe that? You believe that? So you're to the last segment. You talk about where the police and their outrage to watching what happened with January 6th. Rioters and insurrectionists. And, where are they? I mean, they're dealing with the fact that they've got that infection inside their own membership. We have that infection inside our military. Donald Trump knows this. He knows where his base is. So, you're not going to see the traditional institutions stand up against this. Right now, they're just not. We've watched the oligarch community grow in this country. They're bending the knee in other parts of the body to make Donald Trump happy because they don't want the blowback and they want the grift, the gain that comes from this relationship. So, yeah, so now we just have to, I guess, deal with what happens next, report on it, talk about it, analyze it, but understand fundamentally until the American people said, no, this is not what we want, or institutions stand up and say, stop, this just progresses. It goes forward. Who's going to stop it? Republicans in the Senate with the majority? Republicans in the House with their majority? Tell me where it stops.
I doubt it.
You doubt it?
I mean, look, the party has shown very little willingness to stand up to him, even, and he's filled his cabinet in many ways with Republicans who did